I'd like everyone to pause for a moment and take a breath in through your nose. What you just did, oh, and breathe out, guys, breathe out, safety and all. What you just did, that single breath, processed sensory data in ways AI systems still cannot replicate. In that moment, your brain processed a dozen of smells. Coffee from the lobby, someone's cologne, and let's be honest, whoever ate that everything bagel with extra onions, I smell ya. And just like that, your brain completed a smell analysis that no AI system can match. And definitely not with a hazmat suit. But we've all seen the headlines. AI is topping Math Olympiad leaderboards. AI is winning awards for original music. AI is even outscoring doctors on medical exams. And I'm still waiting for the time when my Spotify playlist ends with, based on your recent choices, we recommend therapy. But the message seems clear. Anything humans can do, machines will soon do better, faster, and cheaper. Which makes us wonder, what is our place in this world? As a former AI specialist at Mayo Clinic and a doctorate student in AI, I've spent the past 4 years building these very AI systems. AI systems solve complex challenges in healthcare, from finding the right specialist among thousands of doctors to extracting insights from mountains of medical records, from generative AI to knowledge graphs and everything in between. But here's what I noticed. Despite all of the complex challenges we've seen AI capable of solving, it is always the human who ultimately saves lives. And that got me curious. We're being told AI will soon replace us entirely. People believe AI will systematically take over every human capability until nothing remains. And the advice we keep getting? Keep up, learn the tools, adapt AI, beat it at its own game. But here's the thing. You can't out-robot a robot. And as someone who's been building these tools, I've discovered something. There's certain human capabilities that become more valuable as AI advances. That's what I call the human margin. And I'm here to share them with you. See, AI is extraordinary at finding patterns. Feed it loads of data, and it predicts the next best word, the next best move, and the next best answer. But as AI advances, it will inevitably hit a synthetic ceiling, a point at which it just can't advance any further. And here's why. AI is trained on data. Our lives are built on experiences. There's certain human qualities that AI has no training data for. And that's where our resilience lies. So let me give you an example for how the human margin works. Dawn Goldworm designed a signature scent for Nike. No, not their perfume, the smell of their buildings. She studied the smell of rubber basketball sneakers scraping across courts, soccer cleats grinding into turf, and designed a fragrance pumped through Nike stores worldwide. And the result? Research shows that customers are 84% more likely to buy Nike's products in a scented environment. And when asked, most customers had no conscious awareness of any scent at all. Their brains were making buying decisions based on memories they didn't even know they were accessing. That's the human margin, understanding what moves us in ways we don't even consciously know, and knowing how to tap into it. AI has no lived experience to draw from, no training data for being human. Now, imagine you're traveling to Nagoya, Japan, and you're in the mood for some ramen. There's a restaurant where robots cook perfect ramen. Same temperature, perfect timing, best flavor balance. There's actually a term for this, fu-amen, fully automated ramen. But down the street, there's an 80-year-old master that makes ramen by hand. His noodles are sometimes slightly uneven. His broth changes with his mood. And he closes when he's tired. But guess which restaurant is most likely to have a 3-month waiting list? People aren't just paying for food. They're paying for the story, for the human connection, for the beautiful imperfection of something made by a person and not a program. Now, these aren't just restaurant preferences or marketing tricks. These are glimpses into our human margin, capabilities AI has no training data for. So what are these unique human qualities? Here's the truth. AI will continue climbing until it hits that synthetic ceiling. You are born with capabilities that exist beyond that ceiling. And let me show you 5 of them that form the core of our human margin. Through a story of the day, I almost ruined my grandmother's dream vacation and how these human capabilities saved it. My 70-year-old grandmother had spent her entire career in academia. If you'd read her resume, you'd think the printer jammed. 1 line, 1 employer, 43 years. She wore a short hairspray bob that would survive any thunderstorm, bold silk blouses, high heels clicking like a metronome. She'd arrive early and made the room feel late. Well-spoken, crisp, decisive. She was my anchor on the other side of the world. And after 10 years of long-distance calls with Eastern Europe, her visa came through, and finally, she could visit. She had one dream. To see us, of course, but to also see the Las Vegas showgirls in real life. You know, the feathers, the glitter, the glamour. And I was determined to make that dream a reality. What I couldn't tell her was that I actually booked male revue show tickets instead. You know, the Magic Mike dancers. Otherwise, she would have never gotten on that plane. So I called it Vegas Show and left it at that. And that is Invention, our first human capability, seeing potential where others see problems. AI would have optimized for accuracy and told her the truth. Humans optimize for dreams coming true. So we create solutions to impossible situations. And I planned everything meticulously. Hotels, packing, booking shows. Then we arrived at the airport and we discovered we were at the wrong one. Our flight was at a different airport an hour away during rush hour with 2 hours until departure. My grandmother panicked, I panicked, and the taxi driver totally panicked. But intuition, our second capability kicked in. You know that feeling when you know something's right? No spreadsheets, no data, just knowing. No algorithm would have taken that bet, but I saw the shot, and I took it before my mind could even calculate the odds. And so we did make it to Vegas. Woo! And this is where social acuity, our third capability, mattered the most. It's about reading emotions, gestures, and knowing exactly where each element belongs in the human story. See, I knew my grandmother well enough that beneath that conservative exterior was someone who's been dreaming about Vegas glamour for years. I read between the lines of her bucket list. She wanted adventure, not another museum. So when those muscular dancers started stripping, and one approached her for a lap dance, she bolted. And me? Oh, I totally stayed. And that is emotional courage, our fourth capability, the willingness to create something vulnerable, something that just might not work. AI would have calculated the social awkwardness of it all and fled. Humans calculate for the memory, and we stay for the story. But the real magic happened next. This is where sensory imagination, our fifth capability, took over. It's about mixing experiences from sight, sound, texture, taste, and scent to create rich, textured memories. Because we didn't just see one show. We went up and down the Vegas Strip, hotel to hotel, played slot machines, experienced everything. I was painting her dream with all the colors of Vegas, the lights, the jingle of coins, the complete sensory overload you're not going to get from watching TV. So these 5 capabilities, invention, intuition, social acuity, emotional courage, and sensory imagination, form the core of our human margin. How do we sharpen these tools? You can sharpen invention by questioning what everyone assumes. Will your colleagues optimize existing processes? Ask. What if we did this completely differently? People getting promoted aren't just solving problems. They're finding problems no one knew existed. You can build your intuition by making decisions with incomplete data. When I knew we could make that impossible flight, I didn't calculate, I acted. People moving up aren't waiting for perfect information. They're reading the room, and they're making the call. You can strengthen your social acuity by reading what people don't say. I knew my grandmother wanted adventure by watching what lit up her eyes. In meetings, this skill determines who leads and who follows. Practice listening to the 50% that isn't spoken. You can improve your emotional courage by staying authentic while others play it safe. I stated that show because I wanted the memory, not the comfort. At least that's what I tell myself. But in the world of AI perfection, your willingness to be real is your competitive advantage. Expand your sensory imagination because every job is about how people feel. Whether you're in retail, healthcare, finance, you're designing experiences now. The nurse who remembered what scared you, or the manager who creates psychological safety, they're crafting human moments AI can't replicate. This is what Don was doing with Nike Scent, tapping into our sensory memories in ways we don't even consciously understand. Because here's the reality. Remember that breath you took at the beginning? That's not a skill you need to level up. You're not competing with AI at being human. You've already won that game. So chase the impossible. Feel the warmth of the room. Take the unscripted risk. Because AI can handle the rest. The emails, the spreadsheets, and maybe even my Spotify therapy sessions. But only you can handle being human. Thank you.